Yeah, I wanted to try to make a video reply to some of the comments only because I couldn't make comment replies. And First, let me start off first, thanking Mr. Edward Brissal for his thoughtful approach to how money works in economics, and seeing that we could be having a rational discussion about this and how it might be productive. And then, having said that, I want to just move really quickly into uh, the group thinkers out there of the fascists, the communists, the totalitarians, socialists, fearmongers, who say that what I'm talking about, what I'm proposing, become a new monetary system, uh, is way off the charts and unacceptable for that reason. Now, both on our website, the Kettle Pond Institute's website, which is www.economicstability.org. Okay, and always here in my comments on Nick's uh, YouTube channel, Modern Mystics, excuse me, YouTube channel, I advocate monetary reform that's based on the historic Chicago Plan for Monetary Reform. Okay, and that was a very substantive, very in-depth proposal to completely alter the way money is created and comes into existence, and to do it on a debt-free basis. And it was prepared by the top academic economists in the United States of America in response to the crash of 1929, okay? Because when we bought the Federal Reserve Act, which was private money creation using debt money, okay, when we bought that pig in a poke, it was supposed to prevent booms and busts. And we had booms, we had several booms and busts, but then we had the huge boom and bust of the 20s, and culminating in the 29 crash. And the top economists in the country said, well, that's not working. Let's change it to this, the Chicago Plan for Monetary Reform. That is exactly, the foundation for the American Monetary Institute's proposal, enhanced, somewhat to more modern methods. So you had the top economists in the country prepare it, okay, put it together and propose it to FDR. And it got debated as legislation, and only got sidetracked by all these reforms that everybody's championing today, okay, the Glass-Steagall Act and other banking reforms of the 30s, sidelined the Chicago Plan. In the late 30s, when it was resurrected again by some of that same group, including Irving Fisher, um, uh, uh, Douglas, others, it was backed by 75% of the economists in the country that took a look at it and dared to comment. Okay? 75% of the economists. So you've got Milton Friedman coming in, totally supporting it, the concept. Yeah, fiat money, by the way. Definitely fiat money. No question, fiat money. Yeah, I'm a fiat money advocate because, the idea of having a gold backed currency is folly, in my opinion. And I have read on it. Don't Please don't point me to Murray Rothbard books. I've got, the Mises bookshelf behind me. Um, so the idea that this is some kind of a communist plot, the worst that could be said about it is it's true Keynesianism. That's the worst that could be said about it is it's true Keynesianism. That's the worst. But it's not that even. It's actually something much better than that. Um, so where's the substance of all of those claims? There's no substance to it. It was developed and proposed and brought forward for the purpose of saving capitalism. And if anybody's not worried about saving capitalism today, they got their head in the sand. We're not going to save the kind of capitalism that we've got now, but we're going to save capitalism. We're going to save free markets. We're going to save free enterprise. We're going to save all of that stuff, because that's what we should be having. That's what will make the world go round. But we need a monetary system that's a foundation of a level, with a level playing field. And we can only get that through government-issued debt-free money. Taking a look at some of the comments, well, Pranchi was one of those, so I'm not even going to bother with that. Valhalla, I want my $350 a year job with 30 days paid vacation now. Haha, very funny. But the fact of the matter is that you won't get any, greater compensation or benefits out of the debt-free money system than you would with the debt money system. So the joke is on you. What we talked about when we talked about full employment up to the $8 an hour level, $8 an hour doesn't equal $350,000 a year in a month's paid vacation. Okay. So again, these are inane and really thoughtless comments. They don't really contribute anything to the discussion. Nothing. They contribute nothing to the discussion. At least with Nick, he's trying to contribute something to the discussion, but that stuff doesn't really contribute anything to the discussion. Nana Bijou 62 talks about the problem if we're talking about everyone in the world using the same amount of resources per capita as we do here in North America, and what kind of problem. Well, that's a totally legitimate observation, with which I totally agree, and which would be the antithesis of anything that I'm advocating. And in fact, I'm advocating really, having an economy work with the recognition of what the limits of resources depletions are, and what the limits to growth are, and what the limits to the collective standard of living of everybody in the world is. So I agree with the concern that's being raised, but it's not anything that I've ever advocated or ever talked about, nor the Chartalists, by the way. Want to be clear, I'm commenting here primarily on what I'm commenting on. I haven't been branded Chartalist. Fliskerville brings up the thing about the Weimar Republic again. I thought we had this discussion. Okay, the Weimar Republic. What was it? It was at the end of the First World War, because of the actions of Germany during the war. One of the conditions for ending the war, was put on by the victors to Germans, the German Republic, because Germany actually had a pretty good banking government relationship, pretty good, and they destroyed that. Okay, the victors destroyed that. They said there will be no government involvement. It will be a completely private bank. It will be a completely private money system. They will create their own money. Private banks creating their own money as debts. Okay? Fliskerville, the absolute 100%, 180-degree opposite of what I'm advocating. Okay? I'm advocating government issue, debt-free money. Okay? The opposite of what Weimar was about. Weimar had their own printing presses. When I say that, I mean private printing presses producing private money for the private bankers. So, either you like to run around raising red herring issues that mean nothing and contribute nothing to the discussion, or you're just ignorant about it. Now, the web of debt, carrying on a discussion with a number of commenters about what's going on in Canada. Nick raised what really happened in Canada. Debt-free money. Almost 40, 50 years of debt-free money. Prosperity. How'd that happen, Nick? The answer? Carefully, thoughtfully, where the people matter. Thanks.